I would like to ask the Minister for Infrastructure what plans he has to make bus travel free to encourage a reduction in car use.
Minister to reply.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Department is aware that this question currently forms part of the consultation being undertaken by our colleagues in the Department of Environment, Food and Agriculture, the Climate Change Mitigation Strategy 2020 to 2030. The Department looks forward to hearing the results of this public consultation and review this issue in light of the findings.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, the Minister, and I'm aware that was one of the questions in the consultation. I'd like to know if he would be so kind as to inform us whether his department has done any financial costing into the financial impact on his department of making bus travel free, and whether he would agree that that would have a beneficial impact on other strategies the department is promoting, such as active travel, for instance.
Minister.
Thank you. I suppose the elephant in the room on this is that Transport Services Division has a bus revenue target in the current year of 4,028,857. Obviously, in the event of any free bus travel, this loss of income would need to be recovered either through alternative revenue streams within government or reduction in expenditure budgets. At the moment, that currently is not feasible. Obviously, an integrated strategy of transport is important. I think bus travel plays a very important part. We are keen to increase the numbers, but also increase revenue. But it also fits in with the other steps that we've taken in terms of, the active travel and all of the other issues that form part of an overall integrated transport strategy.
Honourable Member for Ramsey, Dr. Allenson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to thank the Minister for his assertion that obviously his department is under financial pressure and to make savings, and therefore revenue is very important. And obviously, while we wait for the consultation on climate change, would he agree that we need to challenge the culture of car travel? And one way that we might do that is if the bus service offered, for instance, free child travel during summer holidays with the adult paying. And would he look into perhaps a pilot scheme of this to see if it actually increased passenger numbers during off-peak times and perhaps would increase revenue? Thank you, Mr. President.
Minister.
Thank you. I think we're looking at a number of innovative ideas that included, as well as, for example, certain times free or encourage people to come out of their car on a Friday and so forth. But what we're trying to do is two very difficult things at the same time. One, increase numbers, which I think is an environmental aspect, because a bus is equivalent of quite a considerable number of cars, and however green they are. But secondly, we are also important that we increase revenue, and it's a very, very difficult thing. And obviously that has been achieved in the last 5 years. We've seen revenue increase, I think, from 2.5 million and seen numbers increase to 3.7 annual. But I think we do need to be innovative. I would also argue that we need to challenge ourselves, and I think this is an interesting debate in terms of the overall environmental context, some of our perceptions, and all I would remind members is that the bus service is punctual, has Wi-Fi, has contactless, is convenient ticketing. It's a really, we should be rightly proud, and it gets you from A to B when you need to. So I would encourage those to use the buses, and for short journeys, as you would expect me to say, active travel.
Thank you, Mr. Crookall.
Thank you, Mr. President. I really get the feeling from the Minister's answers that he's begrudging giving away free transport here. So maybe if he was to think about reducing the prices, but doubling the numbers, or maybe tripling the numbers, in which case he's still got his income, but you'll get more people using it, will he consider that?
I think that's all very much part of it. It's part of the elasticity of demand. Sometimes there are a number of people who do already go free or reduce fares, but it is about understanding the fact that whilst most fares haven't actually increased since 2013, I think that's largely been driving the numbers. But it's also providing a very good service. Some things aren't price sensitive, so it's a difficult balance. To both increase revenue, increase patronage, but it also requires all of us to perhaps rethink in terms of environmental context. Maybe today I will take the bus you know, it's challenging our own lifestyles. It's challenging my lifestyle in sense of saying, well, can we do things differently?
2 short final supplementaries. Mr Baker.
Thank you very much, Mr President. Would the Minister agree with me that a proposition such as making bus travel free needs some really serious evaluation, that basic economics tells you that demand would increase significantly, but that would drive significant capital requirements in terms of additional vehicles, significant additional operating costs, and just a simplistic make it all free is not the only approach that the department could undertake. There's lots of other ways of improving bus utilisation, such as the route selection and design, the timing of the service, and if we simply give everything away free, then this isn't going to hang together as economically and from a financial point of view. So that this requires a lot of considered thought, and equally a lot of personal responsibility for people about the decisions that they make, rather than expecting everything to be laid on a plate free of charge.
Thank you, Mr President. I do agree with that sentence.
Thank you, Mr President. Very quick, short supplementaries, please. Would the Minister agree that rather than looking at it as a cost, financial cost on the department, it's actually an investment potentially in the Isle of Man's environment and active travel to make buses free? He also alluded one small point to bus-free Fridays. So back to the original question, does the department have any plans? Has it looked at modelling it? Is bus-free Friday a possibility to trial the idea to get people out of their cars?
Thank you. I make 2 points. One, that we would await the climate change consultation, so I think that's been missed. My point wasn't making bus-free Fridays, it was about encouraging use on a Friday. But I think the other member made a very valid point. If you made everything free, you'd have a structural problem with capital, you'd create massive bottlenecks, you'd create enormous costs. And, you know, I have a challenge to deliver savings and also deliver increased revenue. So, I understand the point being made, but we need to wait for the consultation. We need to continue to invest in our bus travel, and we need to challenge our own selves in terms of can we make journeys in a different way.